Good evening. This is Jeff Weinberg, president of Caregiver Champion, and I am so excited because not only do I get to interview a very, very special and talented person, but I get to interview my daughter, da, 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 Jessica Weinberg Neiss. And so this is a true pleasure to be able to have her as part of our Zoom files and interviews because she, not being biased, is really wonderful in what she does. I wrote a book and it has been published last month. It's called The Emperor Needs New Clothes, or Why Caring Has Disappeared from Healthcare. And what we wanted to do here is start to point out people who actually really do care about what they do and the people they serve and things like that. Along with Jessica, you can't see her, but Marla Turnbull was also supposed to come on. Marla is a certified nutritionist, and she works with Jessica at some of the things that Jessica will mention later. But Marla actually is in my book as an example of something that really awful happened to her as a result of medical being too busy to do what they could have done. And that's as far as it's like a tease. If you want no more information, you can go out and buy my book for $19.95 at Barnes & Noble or Amazon. But that's enough of the tease. Without further ado, I'm going to turn it over to Jody. And Jody has been my right-hand person and administrative assistant and jack of all trades. She does a number of things that I couldn't run Caregiver Champion without her. So thank you, Jody, and I'll turn it to you.
Thank you, Jeff. That was a wonderful introduction. Welcome, Jessica. It's a pleasure to see you both this afternoon. I'd like to start, Jessica, with you. Just tell me a little bit about yourself and your business.
Well, thanks so much for having me, Dad. It's nice to be on an interview with you too. I'm a physical therapist. I've been a physical therapist for 20 years. I have a specialty of working with people who have neurological impairments. And I most recently, this past June, opened a therapy and wellness center for older adults and people with neurological impairments. And basically, we support people wherever they are on their wellness journey, whether they need physical therapy and rehab, or they want to maintain what they have and work with a personal trainer, or they also want to take specialized exercise classes. We have programming for people with Parkinson's disease, and we also have programming for older adults to kind of combat getting frail and weak as you age. We believe that everybody deserves a chance to be strong and balanced.
Those are really good
things. Just to add to that, Jessica works with myself as well as her mother, and a lot of what she's done with both of us is strengthening and in particular balance. And as somebody who's in the field of aging, balance as people get older, and I have found out myself, really becomes an issue. And having someone like Jessica strengthen you and work on having you keep your balance is just so important. We used to take Tai Chi, my wife and I, and because of my schedule, I stopped. but Jessica offers some wonderful Tai Chi classes at her place. And so it's all about aging and keeping your quality of life as best as possible.
Yeah, that's wonderful. So Jessica, can you tell me a little bit about how you started working with the Parkinson's population specifically?
Sure. So because I have a background in working with people that have neurological conditions, I've worked with people that have Parkinson's for years, and I applied for a grant through the Parkinson's Foundation before I actually even opened To Life Therapy and Wellness, and to my excitement, got it. And so we're the only place in the whole greater Pittsburgh region that received a grant from the Parkinson's Foundation. Really, exercise is medicine for people, but especially for people with Parkinson's. So there's so much research, especially most currently coming out for people to really do as much exercise as possible. So I wanted to be able to provide people. There really isn't a place in Pittsburgh where people with Parkinson's can come and feel supported and feel like their needs are being met from an exercise and wellness perspective. And so our grant is a mind, body, spirit grant, and we wanted to sort of address the whole person. So from a mind and a spirit perspective, we offer Tai Chi classes twice a week, specifically for people with Parkinson's. And then we also offer power moves for Parkinson's classes. Power stands for Parkinson's Wellness and Recovery. And so I teach those two classes. They're basically coordination, strength, big movements for people with Parkinson's because their movements get a little bit smaller. But I just love the fact that I can have a direct result on somebody's life by encouraging them to move more. It's really, really rewarding. And so for me, it's a no-brainer to work with that population.
The old adage, motion is lotion.
It is. It totally is. I mean, for aging, but especially for people with Parkinson's.
So what are some of the...
I never heard that term, Jody, so you must be a lot older than I am.
I actually just heard it from a physical therapist myself.
Okay.
Motion is lotion. So Jessica, what kind of goals do you have for the people that you work with that are in the Parkinson's population? Can you tell us a little bit about those?
Sure. So I mean, everybody obviously has their own sort of specific goals, and they're all related to functional things within their own lives. So I had somebody that his goal was to get back to being able to dance with his wife. And so we, by working hard together, we were able to achieve that goal, which was really amazing and wonderful. But people, as little goals as saying, hey, I want to be able to keep my balance when I get dressed every day, or I want to be able to move in a more efficient way so that it doesn't take me, half an hour to walk from my house to the car. Those are the kind of goals that we work on with people. So everybody sort of comes up with what is difficult in their lives, or what's something that they've stopped doing and that they can no longer do, that they really, really want to get back to doing, that's fulfilling and meaningful for them. And those are the goals that we sort of take on for everybody.
Wow, that's amazing. And so it sounds like you've had a lot of rewards. Getting back to my book,
the thing about what I stressed in my book was that everybody that's being seen, whether it's in a hospital or a nursing home or even at home, usually they're given what I call a cookie cutter approach to care. So if you break your hip, you got to do these exercises. If you do this, you got to do these exercises. And I mentioned what's called a patient-centered approach to care. And that then individualizes what Jessica's doing and what she does do. And that makes a world of difference in terms of the care and the caring it's provided, because the person's actually doing things that they would want to do during their daily routine, and they're able to regain or gain that ability to do that. And every person's different, like she said.
Yeah.
I understand there was a gentleman, and maybe this is more towards what Marla did, but a gentleman who was not able to eat.
Yeah, so Marla is, she's a certified health and wellness coach, and she is part of our grant program. So she does nutrition for the people in the program and people in general who want to come to the wellness center and lose weight, eat better, learn how to eat again. So yes, he had throat cancer and had been on a fully liquid diet for 5 years, I think. And was, so fatigued in the middle of the day that he had to take a nap for about 3 hours in the middle of the day and couldn't really function. And Marla worked with him strategically to improve his caloric content, to improve the textures of the foods that he eats. And now he no longer requires that nap in the middle of the day. He can start exercising, and he's started eating kind of more solid foods so he can go out to restaurants and feel like he's back in the real world again with people. So that was a wonderful thing that she did for him.
Wow. Do you have any other amazing examples like that you can share?
Oh, geez. There are so many. I think that there are, I would say that the gentleman who wanted to go dancing with his wife was a big one. And I'd say a lot of people make goals to be able to get on the floor and play with their grandchildren. Getting on the floor is just something we sort of stop doing as we get older, whether we have Parkinson's or not. And so I get everybody on the floor. Everybody that comes in here, whether it's for balance or for strengthening, gets down on the floor, and we work on ways to get up off the floor so that we feel comfortable, just kind of going up and down. I feel like fear contributes so much to why people fall. And if they're used to getting down on the floor and getting back up again, then that's, not so scary anymore. But then as an added bonus, you can get down on the floor to play with your grandchildren, and, it's even better.
So you have wonderful services, Jessica. How do people find you?
So I'm located in Squirrel Hill. I'm on Hazelwood Avenue in Squirrel Hill. I have a website. It's called twolifefitness.com. And so check out my website. It has a list of all of our classes on it, all of the things that we offer. And feel free to give me a call, and I'd be happy to chat to you about where we can best meet your needs.
I will put a link in the comments below so everybody can go right to your website, and I'll put your phone number in there also. And
Great,
Jeff, I'll put yours and a link to your book.
Thank you.
Thank you. Well, Jeff, do you have any other questions of our esteemed guest?
Not really. I just want to reinforce that, if you know me, my children are wonderful. My grandchildren are even better, but I rarely ever brag about any of them because everybody thinks their grandchildren and children are special, even though I know mine are. But in this situation, Jessica is really doing something very special. And to be the only center in Western Pennsylvania that provides Parkinson's kinds of things, when the population needs it so much, is incredible. And she really, I use the expression, you hear think out of the box, and my expression is there is no box. So, and I think Jessica does the same thing. If there's a way to get there, she's going to find it. And once again, I'm very proud of her for what she has accomplished and will continue to accomplish.
Thank you.
Well, this has been really wonderful. Like I said, I'll make sure I have the links down in the comments below for everybody that wants to get in contact with you both. It's a pleasure.
Thank you, Jody.
Thank you.